In a village nestled between the arms of two mountains, there lived a hermit who had not spoken to another soul in 30 years. He lived in a cave above the valley. His beard was white as salt and his eyes were like ancient coins weathered by time, but still holding a glimmer of the sun. People below whispered stories about him. Some said he had once been a prince. Others claimed he had gone mad, but the hermit heard none of this, for he listened only to the wind, the birds, and his own heart. Every morning he would light a small fire, boil tea made from wild herbs, and sit facing the rising sun. He believed that the sun was not just a light in the sky but a mirror of the soul, and that in its silence the voice of the Creator was hidden. One morning as he sipped his tea and watched the mist roll through the valley, a stranger appeared, tired, dusty, with a crooked walking stick and eyes full of questions. "Peace be upon you," the stranger said. The hermit nodded but said nothing. "I've come from far away," the stranger continued. "They say you are a man of wisdom. I seek answers about love, about loss, about God." The hermit gestured for him to sit, and the stranger did. A long silence passed between them, one that made the stranger uncomfortable. He began to speak again, asking, "Is there meaning in pain? Is there purpose in our sorrow?" The hermit picked up a stone and held it to the sky. He whispered, "This stone has never complained about the river that wore it smooth." The stranger frowned. "But we are not stones." "No," the hermit said gently, "we are softer, which is why life carves us even deeper." The stranger was silent, so the hermit asked, "Why do you run from sorrow?" "Because it burns," said the stranger. "It breaks me." "And yet you carry it with you," said the hermit. "Is that not heavier than letting it pass through you?" The stranger looked away. "I lost someone," he said. "She was the air I breathed, and now the world is empty." The hermit poured more tea and said, "When a tree loses a leaf, it does not curse the wind. It lets go, knowing another spring will come. But how do you know the spring will return?" The hermit smiled. "Because sorrow is not the enemy of joy. It is its shadow. One cannot live without the other." The two men sat in silence again, this time more comfortable. As the sun began to set, the stranger asked, "And what of God? Why does he hide?" The hermit looked at the horizon and said, "He is not hiding. We are simply shouting too loud to hear him." Then he reached into a small satchel and pulled out a cracked mirror. "Look," he said, handing it to the stranger. The stranger saw his own face, tired, aged, wounded. "I see only myself." "Then you are blessed," the hermit replied. "For in knowing yourself you begin to see the trace of the one who shaped you." The stranger began to weep, not because of sadness, but because of a strange, soft truth that bloomed in his chest like a secret flower. That night he slept by the fire. When he awoke, the hermit was gone, vanished into the morning mist. He walked down the mountain, quietly repeating the hermit's words, "The stone does not curse the river, the tree does not mourn the wind, and the soul, when silent, hears the voice of God."